It's been long without posting anything. Yeah, but thank you for choosing to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very much busy. I'm writing a book. I started writing this book last year. I believe it will teach you a lot, especially if you want to be rich. It's going to teach you a lot. It highlights a lot of things. It talks about education. It talks about how the education system is, how the system is structured in order to make you not to be rich, in order for you to serve the rich and forget about you, or for you not to see yourself as a rich person. The mentality is installed in our education system. Actually, the education system itself, it has made us to think that we cannot just be rich, but we are meant to work. We are meant to finish school, finish university, then go look for a job. So once you get a job, then your goals are over. You get a job, you buy a house, you get married, you buy a car, have kids, then you groom the kids, send them to school, then the routine continues until retirement. So as young as I am now, saying I'll be saying up to 65, when am I going to retire? And then getting rich is not in your head. It's not in your head. You're like, as long as I'm working, I have a salary, then everything is fine. That's how the education is structured. So it talks about that. So the book that I've written, it was inspired by the way I've interacted with people who are rich. With after I've read a lot of books, a lot of books. I do read. I do read a lot. I do read books. I do read books. I do read books, and the content that I consume, I read books that are talking about being rich. I read books that are talking about being rich, about having money. I always knew that I must be rich, and I will be rich, and I believe I'm on the right track to that, achieving that goal. So whenever there are people who are talking about business, I make sure that I attend. I make sure that I go there. I make sure that I mingle with those people so that I can learn a thing or two. So if there are business seminars and I happen to find out about them, no matter how busy one, I cancel everything and go and attend. There is one that I shared, the one that I attended in Durban last year in November. Yeah. I think that's where I started to think that I need to write the book. So the book Lengi Palile, good people, it's very controversial, and I'm sure a lot of people will change the way they see me. Um, uh, yeah, it might even put me in trouble with my employer, the Department of Education, because it criticizes the education system a lot. It criticizes the education system a lot, mainly for training us to be job seekers. That's my problem. We are being trained to be job seekers, not to create jobs. So that's why the book, I believe it will be, the authorities might not like it because it criticizes, especially our education system, on how it channels us to go and look for job instead of helping us to create more jobs so that people can work, and so that we can be millionaires in the process, so that we can be rich. I can assure you now, even if you can have the highest qualification possible, and get paid as a CEO, get paid as a lawyer, as long as you are waiting for a salary, you're not going to be rich. You're not going to make it to the rich. Rich people, they are business people. They're into business. That's the bottom line. If you want to be rich, the salary is not going to make you rich. No more funds are open at the highest qualification. You won't be rich. I have a PhD myself. The highest qualification possible, but if I can focus on it, it's definitely not going to make me rich. Even the job that I'm doing, someone with just a diploma can be a school principal, can be a teacher. So with or without the PhD, it's really not helping. However, um, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot in the PhD thing, and I believe it helps me in my job, to make good decisions, being informed by the law, being informed by what is acceptable and what is not accepted. Yeah, I will never find myself maybe on the wrong side of the law, because the PhD assisted me to understand policies, to understand how the education system is, to be even open-minded and be able to see things from far, because I can read. I think it enabled me to have that giraffe view. I'm able to see things from a distance, because there will be trouble there. Sometimes even people, before they open their mouth, I know what they think and I know what they want to say. So education is good. Education is very good. It opens your mind, but it don't make you rich. But it won't make you rich. So kule book lami ke, good people, the topic, it says the education system that made us poor, and then a comprehensive guide to make you rich. So there I talk about the education system. I also talk about your qualification, how you can utilize your qualification to make yourself rich, how you can utilize your salary and use your salary as a seed to plant assets, or to plant things that are going to make you rich. So it talks about that. How can you be rich? It's a journey on how you can become rich. Okay. So in chapter 1, I give the reasons on why you need to be rich. I give reasons why you need to be rich. Definitely you do need to be rich, because if you are getting rich now, you are not doing it for yourself, but you are also doing it for your future generations to come. So if you make it now and become rich, so when your kids come, your grandchildren come, it will be easy for them to follow on that on your footsteps to be rich. But if you fail to be rich now, you are also setting them up for a failure to be like you. You get what I'm saying? So you rather do it not only for you, but do it for the people that are coming after you. You see, you're paving a way. Gone are the days where our parents were sending us to school to say, go and study so that you can come back and help us, so that you can come back and feed us. No. That is you're exploiting your children. In fact, you're a failure if you will expect your kids to come and look after you. You're a failure. Okay. I'm not saying we must not look after our parents. I look after my father. He assisted me a lot. He assisted me a lot. I'm where I am today because of my parents, my mother and my father. So definitely I do look after them, but they're not relying on me. You get what I'm saying? So if you have that mentality to say you are sending your kids to school so that one day they will come back and look after you, they will come back and build a house for you, they will come back and make your life easy, no, you're a failure. Failile wena. Okay. Our parents were failures, laba failile, angisho ukuthi sibalahleni ne. But do not be that kind of a parent to say you are sending your kids to school so that they will come and feed you, so that they will come and build a house for you. You are delaying these kids. They must, immediately when they start making money, they must start looking after themselves, not to look after you. Ne? Yeah, let us not be failures. I'm talking to parents. I'm a parent myself. I'm a father. So let us have that mentality to say we send our kids to school so that they can come and stand on their own 2 feet, not for them to come and look after us. Ne? So the reason you need to be rich is because you have to pave a way. You have to pave a way for your future children to also follow suit and become rich. Okay, it's easy to be rich if you are from a rich family. Ne? Yeah, so I talk about that in chapter 1, the reason why you need to be rich. I even gave a scenario of the president's son, Tumelo. We all know Tumelo Ramaphosa. This is the president's son. Tumelo was sent to the US to go and study. So he studied abroad. When he was sent there, the president or his family, they sent him to go and learn so that he can come back and be the CEO of McDonald's South Africa. So the business of McDonald's South Africa is a business for the Ramaphosas, it's for the president and his family. So when they were sending Tumelo overseas to go and study, they wanted him to come back and run, or to come back and run McDonald's South Africa as the CEO. But Tumelo did not want that. Of course, he did not want. He wanted to start his own thing. So when he came back, he turned down the offer to become the CEO for McDonald's South Africa, and he started his own company, which is I think it's Stadex or Studex group. So his company is very big. It has to do with wildlife, supplying meat to big restaurants. He's doing very well in his company. So my point is that the rich people, they plan for their children. Good, see, You either join the family business, or even if you want to start your own thing, you do have the background of business. Okay, you are rich, and already your family has created the network. They've created the network. You won't be on your own. You already have people that will come and support your business because your family is well connected. Besides being the president's son, of course, the fact that he grew up in a family that is doing business, it becomes easy. Already he knows people. So the reason you need to be rich is because you are creating a platform for your kids to also become rich. Okay, it's very rare to find a child that is coming from a rich family to say, I want to study and become a policeman and become a doctor, become a lawyer, a teacher. No, they don't think like that. But they want to start businesses. They know where money is. They know how to sustain their wealth. That is why we've got old money. Old money, it means this money is being transferred from generation to generations, and they're able to sustain it because they grow up in that environment. Okay, that is why you need to be rich, so that you can create a lifeline for your kids and your grandkids to know that in this family we are not growing up to go and look for a job. We are not job seekers, but we create employment, and we continue building the wealth of the family. Okay, then that's what I discuss in chapter 1. Then in chapter 2 I talk about your qualification, how you can use your qualification to your advantage rather than using your qualification to get a job. Okay, so of course you need to get a job as a stepping stone. That's where you start, but I want you to use that qualification for something else so that you can be rich. So I talk about your qualification in chapter 2, and in fact I try to change the way we think about our qualifications to say, I've got a teacher's qualification, so I must use this qualification for teaching until I'm 65 and I go for retirement. No, that's what I discussed there. Then sesibana chapter 3. Chapter 3 I talk about the government, how the government is not going to assist you. I also talk about the credit score, how to use credit to your advantage, maintaining your credit score, its importance, its consequences and implications, and how you can use credit to be rich, to start with credit and make money. That is discussed in chapter 3. Then in chapter 4 I give the formula to be rich. Chapter 4 is the most interesting chapter in that book, and yes, it's me who wrote, but I've been reading chapter 4 again and again and again and again and again and again, and it's just amazing. You don't want to miss chapter 4. You don't want to miss this book. It's going to change the way you see money. It's going to change the way you think about education, and I hope it assists you to get rich, because if you can use those steps, you can get the people may ask themselves, you may ask yourself, if am I rich now? Why am I advising people to spend in order for them to be rich? Am I rich myself? The answer is not yet. I will be honest with you, but I'm on the right track. That's what I can assure you. I'm on the right track, and I believe I'm utilizing all the things that I wrote in the book to be where I am, and to continue from this journey to the rich. And I plan to retire at age 40. At age 40, and I believe at age 40 I will be where I am, or where I want to be financially. So yes, this is few years left until I reach 40. So I believe that when I get there, definitely I will be rich. So yeah, it's very interesting. Then the chapter 5 talks about maintaining the wealth that you've created, so that you don't lose it. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. There's where I've touched issue of gambling. Being in the finance business, it also enabled or opened my eyes to see where people are taking most of their money to. A lot of people want to be rich, but they are not prepared to pay the price of being rich. Uzubona with people want to be rich. People are addicted to gambling. People are addicted to gambling. These companies, Boloto, Betway, these sport betting things, Hollywood bets, they are making a lot of money. I've seen statements where people are using 70-80% of their salary on gambling. Not one person, not two, but a lot of people. A lot of people who are having money problems, it's because of gambling. It's because of gambling. And the reason they're gambling is because they want to be rich. So in this book, I am telling you what is it that you need to do to be rich, because the gambling part is not going to make you rich. Instead, it's going to make you poor, because you gamble now with 1,000 rand. Let's say you are lucky, then you win 2,000 rand. Then you get so excited because it's addictive. This thing, the 2,000 rand, you'll put it back, hoping for a 20,000 win. Guess what? It's all gonna go and you'll use another money. And with these people they only post and show us their statuses that they've won only if they've won. When they lose, they don't show us. And because they're addicts, umuntu udlala gang-20 awine kayi-1. I lose a 30,000, I win a 2,000. Okay, so the gambling companies, they are very rich because of these people. So in this